Good morning, children. In today's class, we are going to study the next important practices of crop production is adding manure and fertilizers. So we know already in previous classes, class 7th, we have studied what is manure, and even a soil chapter we have studied what is humus, understanding, and also fertilizers. Understand? Just for briefly, I'm saying you manure means it's an organic matter, and fertilizers means which is prepared. It is also is like a nutrients substance which is prepared by humans. Understand? We'll study everything in detail one after one. So we know that adding manures and fertilizers, why we are doing this? The crop plants, any kind of crop plants, if you want to cultivate them healthily, and if you need to get a proper yield, understand me? So we need, it's like all the crop plants need a number of mineral elements, means which is useful to grow them healthily, understand me, to get proper yield. So the crop plants need a number of mineral elements. See, like humans, if they want to go healthy, they need to grow healthy, they need to take some kind of vitamins, nutrients, correct or not, proper food, water and all. Like that, plants also need to a number of minerals elements for their growth. For their growth, understand me, which they get from the soil through their roots, which they will get through the soil. Correct or not? See, plants, they cannot move from one place to another place. So most of the nutrients they will get through soil only. So how they will? They will get through their roots. Through their roots, they will absorb. So if you consider any kind of plants, every nutrients, maximum of the nutrients they will absorb from their from the soil through their roots only. So this roots only they will absorb the nutrients and they will supply throughout the plant. So now suppose I am considering a particular soil. Suppose I am having 1 acre land. Just imagine. So now repeatedly means repeated growing of crops in the same field. What is going to happen? Suppose initially it is having some kind of nutrients or some kind of mineral elements. Understand? Now I am repeating the crop again and again in the same field. Understanding? Same land. So what is going to happen? So the plants which I am cultivating first and second time, so maximum by third time, all the nutrients, everything will be removed. A lot of precious minerals, organic matter and other minerals, other materials from the soil. Is it correct or not? So if I am repeating growing of crops in the same field, so all the kind of these nutrients, organic matters, understanding mineral elements, everything will be utilized by the crops. And again, if you are repeating, so that plants they won't get proper mineral elements, organic matter and all. So due to this reason, so soil becomes what it will become? Soil will become infertile. Are you able to understand me? Soil will become infertile, means this soil is not good for growing crops. Understand? It won't be supplying the nutrients because it is already utilized by the previous crops and all. So that is why due to this soil becomes infertile after some time and the crop yield also decreases. So crop cannot grow healthily and the production of crop yield also continuously decreases. We won't get enough production of crop. So what we need to do, that we are having a problem here. So unless the depleted plant nutrients are put back into the soil from time to time, the growth of crop would be very poor. Understanding? So if the nutrients are any kind of mineral elements will be over in the soil, means if they are depleted, means again we have to put back, means we have to reform the nutrients by using some techniques. Understanding? Nature also, by nature also some nutrients will be reformed, but it will take a very long time. So that is why for time to time we have to put back into the soil what it is, the depleted plant nutrients, means the required nutrients which will be useful for the growth of crop. Understanding? From time to time being, we have to put back by adding manures and fertilizers. Understand? So the deficiency we can call, means lagging of nutrients, is called as deficiency. So the deficiency of plant nutrients and organic matter in the soil is made up by adding manures and fertilizers. So whatever the nutrients is lagging are not present in the soil, which we can reform, we can put back into the soil by adding manures and fertilizers. Understand? Now let me comes to the first one. Is the first substance is manures. Understand? So we know that manure means what? Manure is an natural fertilizer. Manure is an natural fertilizer because it is not done by any kind of humans. It is coming from the organic substances. Understand me? So manures. Manure is a natural fertilizer. Natural fertilizer. So this manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of animal waste. It is a decomposition. Decomposition of animal waste. Decomposition of animal waste like cow dung. Understanding? Like cow dung. Understanding? And human wastes and plant residues, which supplies essential elements and humus to the soil and make it more fertile. And also plant residues means leaves and all, leaves and small branches and all, plant residues which supplies the essential elements and also humus. So what is the meaning of humus? Humus is a decomposition of plant leaves and small branches of plants is called as humus. Okay, which we have studied in last class 7th in soil chapter. So humus to the soil and make the soil more fertile. Understand? So manures are prepared from where? Prepared from animal wastes and human wastes and plant residues by the action of microorganisms. So few kinds of microorganisms like bacteria and all, they will start eating this organic matter and they will make the fertile, means they will release some other kind of product that is only called as manure. So this process is done by what? Microorganisms. We can call them as decomposers. What we can call? Decomposers. This is decomposition reaction. This is done by the microorganisms called as decomposers. Understand? So in order to prepare manure, farmers dump animal waste like animal dung and plant wastes like leaves, small branches in pits at one place. Understanding? And allow it to decompose slowly. So the decomposition is carried out by some microorganisms. So the decomposed animal and plant matter is used as a organic manure. Organic manure. So this organic manure also we will to done by so many processes like a vermicomposting. Understanding that all we'll study in the next class. Understanding class 9. So this is called as what? Organic manure. This is done by the decomposition of animal waste and human waste and plant residues. Understand? So that is why it is called as a natural fertilizer. So manures contains a mixture of various nutrient elements and a lot of organic matter. So organic matter means what we used to call? Organic matter means it is a humus. Organic matter is called as humus. So see, this is done. This is prepared by so many kind of animal waste and human waste and the plant residue. That is why it contains a various nutrient element. It is not having a fixed kind of nutrients. It is having different kind of nutrient elements, and also it is having a lot of organic matter, means humus. Understand? So humus recycled from where? Recycled from even a biomass waste. Understanding? Biomass waste is like a what? We used to getting a biogas by decomposition of animal dung, correct or not? So biomass waste like animal and plant waste. So though the manures are not very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Phosphorus and potassium. So this organic matter that is not having a much plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It is having some various kinds of elements, but it is not sufficient to grow the crops properly. So, but it provides maximum of organic matter called as humus, which is even recycled from the biomass waste from the animals and plant waste. Understand? So, which biogas production. We can mix the animal dung and all. We used to get a gas from it, correct or not? And again, it will the after reaction. We used to get some waste. That is only called as humus. So, though the manures are not very rich in plant nutrients, means they are not having a enough sufficient plant nutrients. Means which one? Manure. But understanding like plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but they are very rich in organic chemical nutrients. Understanding chemical nutrients like humus. So from this I can say that humus, what is manure is a large producer of humus, but it contains a very less percentage of required plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So manures provide a lot of organic matter like humus to the soil, and this humus improves the physical and chemical properties of the soil. So this humus is having a much importance for the soil. This is the most important substance in the soil because it improves the understanding physical and chemical properties of the soil. So let me comes to the physical properties. So this manure itself, this manure means what? The humus, organic matter, means the manure improves the soil texture. Soil texture. So what is the meaning of soil texture? The shape of the structure, the shape of the soil, soil texture for better retention of water, means better storage of water, better retention of water, the storage of water, and also aeration. So what is the meaning of aeration? To storage of enough air inside the soil to grow the plants easy, happily, or it's like a what, healthily. Understand? So the whatever the manure which we are adding to the soil, it will be helpful to the maintaining the better retention, means the soil structure for better retention of water and aeration. Understand? So that is the importance of the manure. So because why it is the being porous, human can see this humus is having a small pores, means holes. It is not it's like a solid substance. It is a solid substance, but it is loosely packed. So in between it is having a small holes. So this humus can hold more water and air in the soil. In fact, manure make up the general deficiency of the nutrients in the soil. So any kind of general nutrients, if they are lagging in the soil, this humus only will provide that nutrients. That is the importance of humus. So this manures improve the soil texture. TEXTURA, texture means structure for better retention of water and aeration, because being porous, humus can hold more water and air in the soil. So manures make up the even general deficiency. Any kind of common nutrients are lagging, understanding of the nutrients in the soil, it can be reformed. Okay, so the manure is, however, a very bulky and huminous. Understand? While very large quantity, voluminous we can call it, very bulky. See, it is having, see, what is the main, what is manure? Manures are natural fertilizers which will supply various kinds of plant nutrients, but they are in very less quantity, but it will supply a large amount of organic matter. Understand? Organic matter called as humus. Understood? So, they are very bulky. You can see that even a cow dung and all, we can see that there we can transport in it's like a trucks. So they are very bulky and voluminous. Bulky and voluminous. Voluminous means very large amount, very large quantity, due to which it is very inconvenient to store and transport. So the storage of this store and the transport of manure is very hard. Transport is very hard. So moreover, manure is not nutrient specific. It is having a various kinds of plant nutrients, but we don't know which nutrient is present in which manure. Understand? Means some kind of animal, somewhere only people will keep cow dung, somewhere it is everything mixed, somewhere it is mixed with some other kind of human waste and all. So we don't know which nutrient is present. Nutrient specific. Manure is not nutrient specific. Nutrient specific. So we cannot say that if we add this manure, soil may get this nutrient. So we cannot say that because it is not nutrient specific, and hence it is not much helpful when a particular nutrient is required in the soil for a particular type of crop. Understanding? That is why we will go for another kind of substance which will reform the required plant nutrients, that is called as which is very nutrient specific. If you want this particular nutrient, we can add this substance, but manure we cannot add because it is not nutrient specific. So a chemical fertilizer is a nutrient specific which can provide a particular nutrient. Understand? Which is desired, which is once required for the soil for a particular crop. Understand? So that is only called as fertilizers or chemical fertilizers. You just keep heading. The next one is what? Chemical fertilizers. See, manures are very bulky and they are voluminous, so it is very hard to transport and even storage also. So that is why nowadays you can see that manure usage is very less in the crop production. Most of the farmers, they will use chemical fertilizers because even very fast growth of the plants, crop production, and also yield is also very high, and the transportation is also very less, and they are very nutrient specific. That is so the required nutrient for the required crop, particular crop, they will buy that particular type of chemical fertilizer and they will keep. Understanding? Keep it for the crop. So next one is what? Chemical fertilizers. So if it comes to the chemical fertilizers are not able to supply the required quantities of the essential plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and etc. Understand? Manures are not able to supply the required quantities of the essential plant nutrients like nitrogen. So remember, nitrogen symbol is N, and phosphorus symbol is P, and potassium symbol is K. So this is called as NPK. You just remember. NPK means N is nitrogen, phosphorus symbol is P, and again potassium also will start from P only. That is why the symbol changes into K. So it is a chemical name. Understanding? Chemistry, in chemistry class 9th chemistry we will study. Understand? So see, these manures are not able to supply the required quantities of essential plant nutrients. See, these three are very essential plant nutrients because these plant nutrients only which is allowing to grow the plants and getting more branches and getting proper food, flowering and fruit, everything depend upon this is because most important plant nutrients. Understanding? And even some other also present. So they are to be supplemented with chemical chemical fertilizers because these nutrients is not supplied by the manures. So this we have to supply to the soil by using what? With chemical fertilizers. Understanding? So the chemical fertilizer is a salt or organic compound. A salt, it is a salt or organic compound. Organic compound containing the necessary plant nutrients like NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to make soil more fertile. To make the soil more fertile. Understanding? To make the soil more fertile. So a chemical fertilizer is rich in particular plant nutrients. Understanding? So different kind of chemical fertilizers, we are having so many kind of chemical fertilizers. So each chemical fertilizer is rich in a particular, this is the main difference between manures and fertilizers. We will study that is also. What is the difference between manures and fertilizers? So this chemical fertilizer is rich in, understanding, rich in, understand, in a particular plant nutrients such as NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So for suppose some examples of fertilizers you can take urea. So urea is a well-known fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, which we are using most of the farmers for most of the crop production. Urea, ammonium sulfate, ammonium sulfate, like superphosphate. Understanding? Superphosphate. See, this all what chemical fertilizers. Understanding? Superphosphate. Understanding? Like that, potash we can call it. So this is also one of the kind of chemical fertilizers, potash. And last one is NPK. So NPK means what? Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So these all are what? Chemical fertilizers. So if we take some kind of particular chemical fertilizers, it may be contain a particular kind of nutrient which is required for a particular kind of crop. Understanding? So some fertilizers may contain, urea contains some kind of specific nutrients, ammonium sulfate contains some kind of specific nutrients, superphosphate contains some kind of specific nutrients, and potash contains some kind of specific nutrients. Like that, if it comes to NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are the very essential nutrients. So the chemical fertilizers are nutrient specific. So all the fertilizers contain, all the chemical fertilizers does not contain all the nutrients. So they are very, very nutrient specific. So a particular crop required a particular nutrient. So we'll buy that kind of particular chemical fertilizers, and we only will pour that is on. Understand? So what does it mean that the chemical fertilizers are nutrient specific? This means that a chemical fertilizers can provide only a nitrogen, or else only phosphorus, or else only potassium to the soil if it is required. Understanding? So the chemical fertilizers have plant nutrients, understanding, in a concentrated form. In a concentrated form. Are able to understanding? So they provide quick replenishment of plant nutrients in the soil and restore its fertility. Understanding? Restore its fertility. Very quick replenishment, because the concentration of the particular nutrient is very high. So they provide a very quick replenishment of plant nutrients in the soil, and they will restore its fertility very fastly. So the chemical fertilizers have high solubility in water. They will dissolve in water to provide a specific nutrients, solubility, the highly solubility. Understanding? Have high solubility in water, so they are easily absorbed by the plants, because they can dissolve in water very fastly. So plants can absorb very fastly, and they can utilize that nutrients very quickly. So the chemical fertilizers, where they are made in factories. Understand? Because they are human made fertilizers. That is why factories. So chemical fertilizers are easy to transport, and even store and handling also very easy. So chemical fertilizers are very easy to transport, store, and handle, because they come in small bags. They come in like a small 50 kg bags like that. So it is very easy to transport and all. So the chemical fertilizers absorb moisture very quickly, and they will react because they can dissolve water easily. So that is why they will moisture very quickly. So they are packed in airtight bags. Airtight bags means its moisture should not be reacted with this kind of chemical fertilizers. That is why we have to pack it in closed bags where the moisture is not entered. Understanding? So the chemical fertilizers can be applied, understanding, in a different kind of practices of agriculture, what it is, of crop production, that is in the during sowing. So we know what is about sowing. So during sowing also we can add a particular kind of chemical fertilizer, and during irrigation, or even sprayed on, understanding, sprayed on standing crops. Spread on the standing crops means in the middle of the crop growing also we can add this kind of some kind of chemical fertilizers, depend upon the required nutrient, specific nutrient in the particular stage of crop production. So the use of fertilizers has helped the farmers to get a better yield of crops such as wheat, understanding, wheat, paddy means what? Rice, and maize, etc. So these kind of nutrients, they will helpful to get more, understanding, more yield like these crops, so the excessive, even see if we use in these fertilizers, we may get a proper amount of yield, a very better yield and everything. But if we use excessive use, means more than required, understand, it is very harmful to the soil and even humans also. Now we will study that. What is that? What is the following reasons? If we use excessive fertilizers, means these chemical fertilizers, what kind of harmful effects will come? So if we'll keep the next heading is the excessive use of fertilizers is harmful. Understanding. So the reasons for not using excessive, understanding excessive use of fertilizers, or else harmful effects of excessive use of fertilizers. You just keep heading, that is better. Harmful effects of excessive use of chemical fertilizers. Understand? So if we'll take the first reason is, if we use the excessive fertilizers, chemical fertilizers more than required. So the excessive use of fertilizers changes the chemical nature of soil. Understanding? It will changes the chemical nature of soil. Chemical nature of soil. Understanding? And makes the soil less fertile. Makes the soil less fertile. Understanding? For example, we know that the excessive use of fertilizers can make the soil highly acidic nature, or else basic in nature. Understanding? So this basic nature also we can call it as alkaline nature. Understanding? You remember both are same. Alkaline or basic, both are same. So we have even studied at class 9th. Understanding? Harmful effect, acid, bases and salts. We have studied that chapter. In that chapter we have studied that land. Understanding? What it is, everyday uses of acids, bases and salts. We have studied that. Correct or not? So acids, if you use excessive fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, the soil chemical nature of the soil will changes. It will become less fertile. Understanding? For example, it may become so highly acidic or alkaline. Understand? So the highly acidic or alkaline soil becomes less fertile. So we know that if land will become too basic, we have to add, we have to make it into, we have to add some kind of acids. Like that, if the land will become too basic, too acidic, we have to add some bases. Correct or not? So we have even studied in class 7th. If the land is too acidic, we have to add quicklime or slacquolime. We have to add quicklime or slacquolime. So this is called as what? Bases. These are bases because acid, we know that reaction. We have studied in class 7. Acid plus base, which will make it into neutral. Understanding? Neutral reaction, because it is, they will convert the some kind of salt. Understand? Salt means not a common salt, some kind of chemical salt, and also they will form water. So this is only called as neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. So that is why if the land is too acidic, we won't get the crop production. If the land is too basic also, we won't get. It must be a neutral soil, means it needs to provide all the kind of essential nutrients. That is why if the land is too basic, we have to add manure, because manure will provide some kind of, understanding, some kind of acids to it. That is why. So this is about a chemical, first effect of, harmful effect of excessive use of chemical fertilizers. Understanding? So like that, the next use is the excessive use of fertilizers cause water pollution in ponds. Understanding? Because they will dissolve easily in water. So if you use excess fertilizers, they may be mixed with the water. Understanding? It may causes for the water pollution in ponds, lakes, understand, and rivers, etc., some kind of water bodies. So in order to maintain the fertility of soil, we should substitute some of the fertilizers by organic manure, or leave the field, understanding, fallow, we can call it FALLO. So instead of using excess fertilizers every time, understanding, every time chemical fertilizers only, if you want to form, if you want to substitute some of the fertilizers, understanding, by some of the essential nutrients, fertility of the soil, we can add fertilizers by adding organic matter, or else leave the field fallow. Fallow means incultivated. Incultivated means few days. If you will cultivate 6 months, next 6 months you just leave it uncultivated. Then in this case, Understanding? So what is going to happen? The soil become again fertility by the nature. Understanding? So in between two crops, you just leave it fallow. Fallow. Fallow means uncultivated. Sorry, uncultivated. Understanding? So when a field is kept uncultivated for some time, its fertility restored naturally. So that is the way. So instead of every time using excess fertilizers and make the soil useless, understanding, unfertile, so you decreasing its fertility, you just leave it for add organic matters, or else you leave it for uncultivated. So they will restore, reform natural. Understanding? Now we'll study one activity to show the effect of manure and fertilizers and the growth of plants. Means if we'll not adding manures and fertilizers, how the plants will grow. If we'll add only manure, how the plant will grow. If we'll add what it is fertilizers, how the plant will grow. Now we'll do an activity. Even your real day-to-day life also, you just to take it's like a 10 days. Within 10 days, during 10 days we can observe these changes. Understand difference between not using manures and fertilizers, only using manures, and only using fertilizers. Understand? So for this, you just take 3 empty flower pots. How many you have to take? Just here I cannot do the activity instead. See, just within a short period. So I'm just doing an activity, explaining activity. If you desire, you can do it. Okay. So take 3 empty flower pots. Understand? Understand? Now just mark it as A and B and C. Okay. So the first one is what? Only soil I'll take. Next one is soil mixed with manures. And here also soil mixed with fertilizers. So these are the 3 parts. Understanding? And mark them A, B, C. So put some ordinary soil in part A and add some soil mixed with a little cow dung manure in part B, and take some soil mixed with a little urea. Understanding? Means fertilizer in part C. Understanding? Now pour the same amount of water in all 3 flower plants. Understanding? All 3 pour same amount of water. Same amount of water, means equal amount of water in 3 parts, flower parts. Now take some moong or gram. Understanding? Moong dal, you know, moong dal seeds. So moong or gram seeds and germinate. You just plant the germinate all the equal. Suppose 5 seeds everywhere, you just plant it. Now moong dal or some kind of seeds, germinate them. You just allow them to germinate. Now select equal sized seedlings of moong or gram. Equal sized seedlings are moong and gram. So plant these seedlings in each of 3 flower pots. Keep the flower pots in a sunny place and water them daily. Understanding? So even what I'm saying here, you should not even directly plant the seeds. You just keep some kind of wet cloth or some kind of direct soil. Keep some kind of seeds of moong or gram and let them germinate. Understanding? Let them germinate. So after germinating, you just select so equal height, equal size of seeds, and you just plant them here. So after planting, see here I'm not showing you. You just plant it. After germinating, select equal height. Understanding? So equal sized seedlings of moong or gram. So plant these seedlings in each of the three flower pots. Understanding? And keep these 3 in sunlight. Keep these 3 in sunlight and just water them daily. Understand? Now if you'll observe the growth of seedlings in the 3 flower pots after 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days, you can see that the difference. We will find that the seedlings planted in ordinary soil in pot A show the minimum growth. So they will grow, but it is having a minimum. So minimum growth. If you'll observe after 7 to 10 days, in the soil, only soil, ordinary soil is having minimum growth. Understanding? So next, the seedlings planted in soil containing manure in pot B shows normal, a better growth. Understanding? Better growth compared to this. But if you'll observe, the seedlings planted in the soil containing fertilizer in pot C shows the maximum growth. See here better growth, here minimum growth, and here maximum growth. So they can grow in a very huge plant. They become very huge plants within a same period of time. So they can grow very healthy and heavily also. Understanding? They may get big leaves and big branches, everything. So that is an activity which we can observe difference between without manures and fertilizers, only with manures, and without only with fertilizers. Understanding? So from this activity we can conclude that manure and fertilizers help the plants to grow better, and faster. Better and faster. Understand? So before we end this discussion, we would like to give the main differences between manures and fertilizers. Also, that with that we are going to end this today's session. So just note down that what is the differences between manures and fertilizers. So we have already studied what is manure, what is fertilizers, what it will provide, what it will not provide, like that. So that is only just make it in a tabular column. That is only called as differences between manures and fertilizers. So you just do that. So we know that manure, one side you just keep heading manure, and the next side is fertilizer. So we know that manure is a what? Manure is a natural substance. Natural substance obtained by the decomposition of animal waste like cow dung, human waste, and plant waste. Understanding? Plant residues. Plant residues. Like that, if it comes to the fertilizers, fertilizer is a salt or organic compound made in factories. It is a salt or organic compound. Organic compound. It is made in factories. Like that. The next difference is manure is not very rich in essential plant nutrients. Not rich in essential plant nutrients. So essential plant nutrients means what? NPK. Understanding? But fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients. Very rich in plant nutrients. Plant nutrients like NPK. Understanding? So NPK means what? Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Like that, manure will provide lot of organic matter. Organic matter means what? Humus to the soil to maintain its texture. Matter like humus to the soil. But a fertilizer does not provide humus to the soil. Understanding? Humus to the soil. Like that, manure is absorbed slowly by the plants. Manure is absorbed slowly by the plants. Understanding? Because it is not much soluble in water. It is slowly will dissolve in water. But it is, if it comes to being soluble, highly soluble in water, a fertilizer is readily absorbed by the plants. Being highly soluble in water. So the fertilizers is ready to absorb by the plants. Like that, the last difference is manure can be prepared in the fields. Understanding? Small kind of pits and all, but this will be prepared in factories. Understand? These are the differences between manures and fertilizers. If you want, you can make it This is not nutrient specific, and this is nutrient specific, and this is very very hard to store and transport because they are bulky and voluminous, and fertilizers are it is very easy to transport, understanding, and storage also because they are not bulky. Understand this all the differences between manures and understand manures and fertilizers. So with this I'm going to end this today's session, and the next class we are going to study advantages of manures and also crop rotation. Okay, thank you.